Let me please confirm my audibility. Yeah, I'm audible. So I'll be starting this speech in 3, 2, 1. Look, ladies and gentlemen, in the words of Bean Brown, he says, we're living in the most inauthentic, curated lives of people we don't know. Social media strips away the very foundation of human connection, vulnerability. Accepting ourselves the way we are is the only way through which we can connect to others, and not having a perception that even at a point in time when you're able to actively try to make a recipient of another person's picture, you must probably be able to achieve success. This is not likely, because at a point in time when you try to live your life in the standards of other people and you fail, you'll be depressed, you'll be full of anxiety. This is a problem with the world of opposition. Greetings to the honorable moderator, the judges, the secretary, the timekeeper, the guests, and the staff, proposition and opposition, others house, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jogajit Solomon, a student of Senior 4 Science Elite High School, the third speaker from proposition side as of today's motion that says social media has done more harm than good to students' mental health. A couple of things that I'll be doing in this speech. A, I'll be giving a responses to the entirety of Ops bench, but secondly, I'll be making extensions on our arguments and my points of arguments as well. What do we get, or what do we say in our world of the day? The first thing that we tell you is on the idea of sleep disruption, because at the end of the day, you don't clearly tell us what is it that will prevent these young people from actively trying to engage, even to that extent whereby they don't want to sleep, right? Because at a point in time, you see that they find many friends online. So if they're actively chatting with these friends, they're actively watching videos that are interesting, they would likely make an extension of their time. Right? This is likely because at the end of the day, you get to find out that many people sleep 6 to 7, others sleep at 9, others sleep at 1, others sleep at 2, because of the active engagement that they get in this particular social media platform, right? The problem with this is that when they are deprived of this sleep, they'll most probably be affected because they'll be having trauma in classes, they'll be sleeping in classes, right? This is quite problematic with their one. We think we win that clash. But secondly, is when we tell them that when they tell us that the ability for these particular people to actually engage depends on the idea or the choice that they make, right? This is quite problematic because they don't actively respond to us. Because at a point in time when you actively find something that incentivizes you, or you find something that is quite interesting, you just say that, oh, I'll sleep the next day, oh, I'll sleep later, I'll sleep later. This is an extension of procrastination that keeps on happening, right? We don't think that their mechanism actively work, because the presence of social media in and of itself is quite problematic to these particular people. You can't just tell me here that it is you that is the problem. When I'm able to connect to people, I'll likely engage. But if there are problems later, it becomes the problem of that particular platform, not my problem, right? We think that we are able to win that at that point in time. What do we get from opposition in and of their cases? First, they tell us about the platform for emotional support. That is in the case of mental health. There are two reasons as to why this is not likely. Because A, these particular people, such as the LGBT class community, might go online and try to actively advocate for themselves. They will still face criticism, because at a point in time when people try to see that this news is quite going viral, they'll most probably say that, oh, you're not accepted in the society, because there's no way you want to say a man and a man and a woman and a man. This is something that actively happens online, because these people at the end of the day later, so even if they tell us in their second speech that it is up to you to choose what is bad and what is wrong, the brain is not able to distinct at that point in time, because they most probably see that people are criticizing them and they are not accepted in the society. The brain adapts to that and you'll most probably be isolated. Stress affects you. This is quite problematic in their world. Why? Because at a point in time when they are not able to actively deny, when they are not able to actively engage with that case, because we tell them that mental health is likely to be depreciated with online cases, because young people are affected when they are able to engage with these things, but they don't meet the expectations, right? We're able to show you, but when they try to replicate the lives of other people and they don't give their lives the standards of these particular expectations, they'll most probably be affected and they are not able to actively show us why this is beneficial. I can take that point.
Mr. Honorable Speaker, you talk about the social media disrupt your sleep. Ladies and gentlemen, social media does not disturb your sleep. It is depend on the way you use social media, and that's how you get it. So
okay, look, it's not likely today if I find my friend online staying up to 11. I have 10 friends who are active. I have active videos that I'm watching online. The fact that I want to sleep, so even if I don't have that feeling to sleep, I can just push for that period of time. So even if I know that it's quite important for me to sleep at that period of time, I'll still have to make that extension, right? They are not able to tell us that what is the guarantee that these particular people will even decide at that point in time when they see that something is quite interesting online, or a friend of them or a fellow or a girlfriend or a boyfriend is chatting with them, they'll most probably want to make that extension of time, right? They don't clearly engage with that. What is the mechanism, or what is the guarantee that these particular people will most probably sleep when they know it is 7 and it is time for them to sleep, when they know that active people are engaging with them online? Secondly, is the idea of more knowledge online. We're able to show you that knowledge depends on the environment that you receive it in, right? The active knowledge aligns with emotions. When somebody is able to understand your emotion at that particular period of time and know how you're able to understand, then you're likely to acquire knowledge. But you can't just go online today and say that you are reading everything and you understand it. That is not likely, because we are able to show you that when these individuals want to like use AI each and every now and then, it depreciates their brain capacity. They are not able to actively engage with the outside world. On to my points of argument. First, in the idea of epidemic and social comparison. It shows that these particular people would want to live their lives to the extent of other people's life. Here's an evidence that shows that when young people are able to actively show that they want profits, right? We're able to show you that profits at the end of the day are quite bad, because social media wants to incentivize the whole idea of profit. So even if it tries to go against the idea that young people are not protected, we're able to show you that social media is trying to make more profit. So even if it is to that extent whereby they actively violate other people, right? Secondly, is the idea of targeted exploitation. This clearly goes against their idea, because we are able to show you.
Job, you have 2 points of information, I already accept that. Okay. So now the opportunity is for the other 2 speakers to raise point, right? Yeah. So the rule is only yes, 2 out. So 2 of us.
Okay, I resume. So secondly is on the idea of the LGBTQ class community. They are not able to show us what these people favor, because we are able to show you in our evidences that 87% of the LGBTQ class community is actively affected. On to the last idea is on the epidemic of social comparison. People want to always compare themselves, right? In summary, I've talked of epidemic of social comparison, secondly targeted exploitation, and then lastly structural incentive. In conclusion, we make a call for action, because if we understand that there are harms and we accept that those harms will inherently exist within the society and within the status quo, we are likely going to solve them. But if we deny them in the case of opposition, then we most probably have an illusion that these problems do not exist and we are not able to solve these problems. We think that we win this debate being from first, second, and last speech. So proud to propose.